Peace and blessings. Happy Tuesday. How you all doing? I'm the Moon Mama. Well, today is Tuesday, and Tuesday is governed by Mars, and Mars is currently in Cancer. Before I talk about that, I want to invite you all to take my classes. I'm so excited about the courses that I'm offering. And the reason I'm so excited about them is because I read the astrology, and the astrology is like a window into the energies. And I know that this is time for us to be healing on the planet, especially, well, all of us need to heal. I'm not particular to that, but as a Black woman, I recognize the trauma that many of us, all of us who are from Africa, have endured through our ancestral lineage. And what I have discovered is that the beauty of the universe is that when we transform trauma, it turns into power. It turns into magic. It turns into gifts. Your like I said a couple of days ago, your pain is equal to your power. So whatever pain we have experienced as Black people in this country, if we do the work to transmute it through having another understanding of it, through our thinking, through allowing ourselves to feel deeply what we've been resisting to feel, we can transmute all of those energies into power, into gifts, into intuition, into our ability to build a new reality. But it means that you have to face it. And so that's why I love the courses that I've created. Mercury retrograde is happening now. I use retrogrades in energy because retrogrades allow you to go back. Retrograde is, other than that, we're not supposed to really be doing a whole lot of looking back. Honestly, we're not. But the retrogrades are for that. It's like the energy loosens up so you can go back, because time is not a real thing and everything still exists. So, when retrogrades are happening, you can go back to generations prior. You can go back and claim the energy of your great grandmother. You can go back during the retrogrades. And that's why I create these classes during retrogrades, so we can restore our energies. So the Mercury retrograde is restoring the story you're telling yourself, right? What are you telling yourself about everything? Your internal voice, what is it speaking to you? That class, Mercury retrograde, it's available here in my link tree. It's $77. I will give you the rituals. We will have one live course. That is it, one live course. The classes lately have not been live, but I love to do lives for the Mercury retrograde because they're so fun. Saturn retrograde, reclaiming your identity. Saturn is retrograding in Aquarius. Who are you really? Who are you at your core? What's your blueprint? What are you really born for before you were conditioned into what we've been conditioned into here, right? And then Pluto retrograde, your personal authority. Where are you giving your authority to? Are you giving your authority to food or obsessive behavior? Are you giving your authority to addiction? Are you giving your authority to elected officials or parents? Where are you giving your authority? Are you just giving it away for the sake of, are you just escaping from things? I experience all sorts of things. I was with a client a couple of days ago, and we were talking about how they would get pregnant to avoid things that they need to do in their lives, right? And they had a number of children, and their mother had a number of children, but there was something that they were avoiding, so they would get pregnant. And so these are really interesting things to me. As humans, we create all sorts of coping mechanisms, but these retrograde classes will help you get free. So join. And then tomorrow begins the next cycle of 13 moons, and we're going to be working with the new moon in Gemini, the full moon in Capricorn, literally sourcing light from the shadow. If you need to do work to forgive yourself and others, this is the class to take. So with that, I'm very excited to have you all in the classes, and I'm very excited that Spirit uses me as a conduit to create opportunities for us to heal that are new, that are not what we've been doing before. Because what I have discovered is that these Western European tools and modalities don't work. At least they didn't for me, which is why I'm here creating others that can work for us. So today is a Mars day. Mars is about action, and actually making things happen. It's the warrior in our archetypal energy. Mars is it's our ability to make things happen. It's our attraction, and it's in Cancer at the 23rd degree of Cancer. And so Mars, oh gosh, Mars, the 23rd degree is the degree of randomness. And randomness for me is like making sure I've done all the work. And when I first started studying astrology, I used to study with Ricky Williams. Maybe you guys know him as a football player, a Heisman Trophy winner. And I'm really intuitive, and he is a Gemini with a Cancer moon. And he would say, Monique, read the books, learn how to do the stuff. You're using your intuition right now. And he was asking me to really own it, own it so that it's not like you're guessing, like really take the actions to be assertive in making sure that you understand this astrology thing. And that is, Mars. That's what randomness is what I want to say. Randomness is like creating all the structures, doing all the studying, taking all the information in, and then right before you go into the test or whatever, just being like, I let everything go. I'm gonna just take what I get now, but doing all the preparing work, the prep work has to happen first. This is what randomness is. And Mars in Cancer is our inner reality. It's the mother. It's how we secure ourselves. It's really important that we understand that the feminine energy creates security. We're always in this, I need a man to secure me. I need the masculine to protect and provide. The feminine protects and provides, right? The masculine goes out and builds is what the masculine does. It does protect us so that we can do our internal work and not be worried and things like that. But it's not, the feminine is also a protector and a provider, because Cancer is about security. Cancer is about your internal security, and security comes from what you feel about yourself. It comes from, really being invested in yourself. Security comes from believing in yourself, understanding your value. One of the things that I have discovered, just growing up the way that I grew up, was that I realized that in poverty and not having a lot of resources and people being depressed, that it was important for me to add value. That's how I secured myself. It was like, what is it that I'm doing? Am I funny? Am I going to help in a certain way? And I had to teach myself how to add value, because that was going to be a part of how I secured the environment. So I learned to listen to people. I learned to talk. I learned to kind of be a little bit of a minister and help people feel better, because that was the way I was securing myself. So the feminine is securing as well. And how do we do that? We do that with rituals. We do that by seeing the possibilities. We actually do that by nurturing ourselves, by really making sure that we are well within ourselves. The moon today, when I checked, is in Pisces, and it was conjunct Jupiter. So this is a really blessed energy, right? And we have some transits that are asking us to make some new choices to create structures, right? So this Mars and Cancer is asking that you really take responsibility for your emotions, your feelings, like be secure inside of yourself. Be secure with your own feelings. You don't need somebody to make you feel good about the choices that you've made. You don't need somebody to make you feel good about how God created you or how you're moving through your life. You don't need anybody else's approval but your own. This is the power of Mars in Cancer. And then the moon in Pisces is this empathic energy. So we're all going to be feeling a lot of energy today. With Jupiter there, we're going to be feeling so much. The best thing we can do about this, because of Jupiter, is really just see the possibilities of goodness, because Jupiter is blessings and expansion, and if you are able to hold your own emotions and navigate your own internal world and take responsibility for your feelings and your triggers, and recognize that if something is triggering you, that is your responsibility. You can secure that yourself. And then Jupiter in Pisces and the moon conjunct Jupiter is really allowing you, if you feel what you feel, to know that there's a goodness in that, right? Sometimes we're afraid to feel our feelings. I know I have been. I have been really, because I'm so sensitive and I feel so deeply, I'm so empathic. I have a Pisces rising. Many of us are very empathic. And here's the thing about that. That is a gift. And so one of the things I do is I just tell myself it's just energy, and I'm going to drop the story that I'm creating about it. So Mercury is retrograding in Gemini. So when you're feeling your feelings, notice if you're telling yourself it feels bad or I don't like this, or and then just back away from your narrative. Back away from it and breathe and expand. And ask your higher self to show you the path, and ask, is there anything you need to learn? Are there any gifts here? Is there anything you can see that you haven't seen before? And are there any blessings? Is there anything for your ancestral expansion here or awareness? And then when you feel ready, move on. So with that, you all, I am the Moon Mama. I encourage you to register for the courses. All the courses, the Saturn course goes until October 10th. The Pluto course goes until October 7th. So those classes are slower and longer because the retrogrades take a longer time. The Mercury retrograde class is over on June 22nd. And so I encourage you to register for them. I am so excited to be able to serve in this way because I know that the energy is changing on the planet, and it's time for us to really understand how to have a new relationship with it. So I am the Moon Mama. Have a beautiful day. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.